Hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? I am going to go through how to set up a key for SSH. Sorry, I'm thinking while I do this. I did it once before, and I don't remember how to do it, so we're kind of going to stumble through this. Let's see here. We need to do a key, so let's go to maybe I know. That's probably not it. It's probably settings, maybe. Yeah, let's do that. Reset SSH settings, maybe. Here's SSH. Oh, there we go. So let's delete this. Yeah, I did before. Okay, add a key. Copy your how to generate key. Okay, so we open a terminal. So you have this instruction right here. So let's go and do that. Let's open a terminal. And I'm going to make a directory here. Let's make directory. Okay. A little project folder on my desktop. Move that aside for a second. Okay, so we have to copy this to the terminal and use your actual email. So we'll do that. We'll go put this here. We'll paste. Just add our email right here. max@aiwithapex.com. Okay. Hit enter. We're just going to hit enter. It's going to auto-generate this right here. So we'll go ahead and just do that. It's fine. Create directory, passphrase. You could put a password here. I'm just going to leave it empty for now for easy use, but you should put a password there. Okay. So we're going to just grab this information here. We don't need this. I don't know if we actually need that, but I'm going to throw it in here. I also prepared some API keys for us for a later event. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab that. And then let's go ahead and find that. Huh. Oh, went to users, I see. Okay. Yeah, okay, so let's change directory. Users. Apex W. Okay. That didn't go where I wanted to, so whatever. And we need this. Okay, so let's just go ahead and find that on our desktop real quick. It'll be easier to open it with a notepad than in the remote. Okay, so I'm going to my computer, going to users, go to Apex, and .ssh. So I'm doing another window, and I'll show you right now. So here we are. That's exactly where we are right there. Now .pub is actually an app, so we don't want to do that. We want to open it with just like notepads should work, I think. Open with notepad should do the trick. Okay, perfect. That's one line right there. So we're just going to grab the whole thing. By the way, you would not share this. This would give you root access to your server. So be very careful of this information. I'm going to have to delete this key after this video. Hopefully I remember that before everybody hacks my little server here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead to the spreadsheet. We'll just throw that over here. I'll put it right here, I guess. So that's our key right there. Great. Yeah. We're going to paste it here. Give it a name. I'll just call it the, we'll just call it the max root. Okay, then we'll click save. It'll take a minute to process. Boom, and now we should be able to access our server now. Let's try it out. I'm sorry, SSH root at, we need my IP address. Yes, we want to connect. There you go. Here we are. That's a spoiler right there, what we're working on though. This is our server right here. your Coolify server and root access. Be very careful. This is root access of your server, so you could destroy your server very easily. Oh, before you do any editing, experimenting, even if you're, I suggest this, even if you're an expert, go to backup. Just do your quick snapshot. The snapshots are temporary, by the way. You just click create snapshot before you start editing stuff, especially in root. And that concludes this video. That's how you get root access. Oh, maybe we'll stop it there. So in our previous video, you set up an SSH API or access key. Sorry, I am tired. Not enough coffee. Yeah, set up a key so we could get root access. What we're going to do is we are going to make sure that we could handle like a custom Docker deployment pipeline. So I got a bunch of commands to check what stuff you have installed on Ubuntu. So you want to log in. And again, look at the previous video if you haven't gotten to this step yet. I'm just going to copy this from AI because it did all the work for me. So the first one I'm going to check is what version of Docker we have. Okay, if it's not there, you'd have to install Docker. So you just go to AI. Let me just open a window right here real quick. Whatever, it doesn't matter whatever you want. Let's go to Grok. Hey, what is the command line in Ubuntu to install Docker? Yeah, you just go through that to install it, right? You know, if you're missing anything in this list. So yeah, next one, we checked if we had Docker, and then we're going to check if we have, what's next on the list? Oh, Docker Compose. Yeah, of course. Okay. Perfect. We have Docker Compose. Docker Build X is we're going to use this one. Amazing. Need Git. Bada bing, bada boom. Curl, which weird if you didn't have this installed. Coolify, or we have installed. SSH, obviously. And then there's a couple optional ones, but actually I would make sure you do have these. These, I think these are stuff that's pre-default, like stuff, frameworks, platforms, software, libraries. Yeah, but that's basically that. And then you want to have a Docker Hub account. So let's see here. What's the API or the, let's see over here. You just make an account here. Now we could deploy your own images and your own builds. And you just make an account. That's all you have to do. So create, sign up. I'll just make an account right now just to go through the process. All right, and I'll just make an account with, I don't think I have one with this account. Or maybe I do, I don't know, we'll see here in a second. Yeah, there you go. Sign up. And that's really all you need to do. You'll take that email you used to sign up, and then you'll change your, if you signed up with Google, you'll have to change your password, or you have to set up a token or something to log in. So I'll go to account settings, and then we want to go to password, and you'll reset your password, and just make sure you have a password, and then you'd want to put in your password, whatever place, yeah, and put it there. Like, by the way, I'm using a Google Sheet, but it's questionable, like, and it's under organization. So it's, I'm the top of the organization. So it's, I guess, I don't know what level of secure, but it's definitely not optimal. You should get like some sort of way to store your passwords, like something like I use Dashlane, for example. All right. Yeah. So that's it. We just want to make sure everything's installed there. Make sure you have a Docker account, and that will facilitate setting up custom builds for example, if you go to GitHub and download something that has a build that isn't compatible with your server, then you'd have to make sure that you build it the correct way if it supports being built for a different server. And that's a problem you run with in Crawl4AI. Okay, have a great day, and everybody take care. Bye. Hello. So we will now set up Cloudflare. Cloudflare will be managing our subdomains, or domains if you choose. It's very secure. It handles the certificate for you. Also hides your IP address, which is great. There's other benefits too. You can check it out. So we're going to make an account if you don't have one. And basically how it works is it's like running interference. You know what I mean? You have your domain name. Instead of going straight to your IP address or server, it goes through Cloudflare, which acts as a proxy, and then Cloudflare talks to your server. So it's a what do you call it? I forget the name of it. It's a way to protect yourself from some attacks. There's also DDoS protection and other cool stuff. So we're just gonna make an account real quick. Doesn't really matter. I was gonna make an account. Hopefully I don't have an account here, do I? Do I have an account? Yeah, great. So I have no domains here or anything, right? So if you already have a domain, then all you do is you put like AI with apex.com. Okay. And just click continue, and you'll follow instructions here on how to set this up. If you run into any issues or questions, you could ask any LLM chat. Pick free, but if you want to upgrade later, you can. But the free package is all you need at this stage. Okay, the song stuck in my head. Okay, and it'll just scan like I already have like a bunch of stuff here, right? Okay, and then you just go to next, continue activation. And it'll give you instructions right here how to proceed. You'll be replacing your name servers with these name servers instead, and then follow the instructions there, and everything will direct correctly. Once you've done that, you'll set up it'll look something like this once you've set up your domain name. And it'll just start showing your traffic and how it's helping you. You want to set up your subdomains. So you go to your server. You go to your, let's go to settings, I think. You can see that, you can say IP address right there. Get your IP address, boom. By the way, the whole idea is not to be showing this to everybody, but here it is. Here's mine. I'm probably going to delete this account after, so don't stress out for me. Yeah. And so now you have the domain, or now you have the IP address. You add a record. It's just going to be an A record. You'll pick your subdomain, like you're redoing Crawl4AI. So whatever, Bob IP address. Proxy means it's going to be going through Cloudflare instead of being processed by Cloudflare, as opposed to being pushed straight through without any processing. We'll click save. There you go. Depending, this could take a little bit of time to propagate. Also, if you already have a name, domain name, and you're doing the process of moving it, running it through Cloudflare, it could take time to propagate. I mean, I've seen usually it just takes, like in my experience, it's pretty quick, maybe like 15 minutes or something like that. But I had a friend that we did this Coolify setup for, and it took them like 2 days. It really did take like 2 days to propagate. So, if you're seeing issues for a couple of days, it could be just propagation. And there's ways, again, go to your local chat LLM, and you could ask it to help you diagnose what's going on. But it could be up to, I think, 48 hours in worst case to propagate. Now, if you buy if you go to Cloudflare, you just buy a domain name from them. You don't have to worry about propagation. So if you don't have a domain name and you're going to be getting it, if you should be getting it now anyways, Cloudflare they're good registrar to use. The pricing is competitive, and it's a great setup. It's already pre-configured on Cloudflare, so it's really great. I suggest it. I suggest it as a registrar. Certainly better than no offense to GoDaddy, but 1,000 times better than GoDaddy. Let's see here. So let's go go over here. How do you buy? Add. Here you go. Add register domain. And that's it. If you don't have a domain yet that you want to use, then go ahead and register with Cloudflare. I don't work for them or anything. I just feel it's a great service. I don't know if AI Bob does it right.com. That'd be hilarious if somebody has that name. Yeah, it's available. Say like $10 for .com. That's a solid price, right? Yeah, so that's the basics there. 1 second. Okay, so then once you have your domain name, either way, either transferred or not transferred, either pointing to Cloudflare or you just buy it here and it's pre-configured. You would go to your DNS records, add your subdomain like we did right here. Then you'll want to go to SSL TLS. This is your security certificate. You want to make sure that this is configured as full. Okay, this option right here. Also, if you run into issues at a later point with your domain name, if you go to, I think it's this sometimes could fix the issue. I've noticed before, I've had issues before, and then I went to this and I turned it on and it fixed the issue I had before. So if you run into issue, turning this on and testing it might fix the issue for you. Okay. It's also actually a pretty good policy in general, right? To force HTTPS. So yeah, that's that. And that concludes the session, and have a great day. Take care. Hello, hello. Okay, so I am caffeinated adequately. The step we are doing right now is we're just going to prep these API keys. Again, I don't suggest saving like this. If you do, it is at least a certain level of security risk. I don't remember might have to look them up, but you want to just grab your keys to whatever platforms you want to have a key for. So this is console.anthropic, and get API keys, create key, pick your workspace, name your key, and click add, copy it, put it in a safe place. You do something like this to save, right? And then Crawl4AI, you're going to be generating your own key because this is going to be your key to access your Crawl4AI. So you could, I don't know, there's different ways to do it. You could actually do it, I think, in your terminal, I believe. Let's see here. Go ahead, generate a random key in my Windows terminal. Otherwise, you could just ask the chat to generate one for you. Oops, oh gosh, why did I pick this? I was playing with that earlier. Yeah, okay. So let's test that out real quick. See if we can do it this way. Oops, what happened? Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't follow the instructions right. You have to put encoded bytes, new object, byte 32. Hey, why didn't that work? Whatever, just go like this. There's a way to do it. I don't want to waste too much time on that. Just generate and random API key for me, please. And maybe delete it from your history after you do that, right? Then you'd save that. And then just delete this history, I guess, to be secure, right? So delete that. Also, another thing, like, if you're in a free account, they get everything you send to these chats, these different chats, like OpenAI and stuff like that. So assuming you're in a paid account, you could turn your settings to make sure your what do you call it? Where's the privacy? Where's it at? Sorry. I turned memory off too. Control did export data. Yeah, here. Improve them all for everyone. Make sure that's off if you want more security. Okay, so now you have a key for your Crawl4AI. And Gemini is, I can't remember what it is. What is it? Gemini. No, it's not that. Where do I get a API key for Gemini? I don't. Gemini is like fairly new. It's fairly new. You have a newer API. Google Studio. That's it. There you go. Yeah, and then you just create a key. Same thing. Just create a key. Pick one of your projects to put it in, and then you'll create a key in that project, and then it'll let you grab it and you'll save it in a secure place. Do as I say, not as I do. And then OpenAI, hopefully everybody knows that by now, right? We all have this memorized, imagine by now. By the way, 4.1 on the API, it's beautiful. I love it. It's performing great. Yeah, I don't even remember how to do it. Even though I've done it 600 times. Dashboard, API keys. Yeah, I remember how to do it. Yeah, just create a new secret key, and put a name if you want, pick where the project is. If you want to have permissions, you could do that, and then create key. Copy the key, put it, save in secure place. And that is it for this lesson, I believe. I think that's all I wanted to say. Just make sure you have the keys saved and ready to go to make this process easier. This is so you have LLM capabilities. You don't have to, I grabbed, 3 of them, but you could just pick one if you want. There's also, I think, free options too. I haven't, you'd have to, I have to explore that in a different video because I just wanted to get this going. But yeah, that's how you do that. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. Hello. How's everybody doing out there? So we are looking at Grok here. Grok gives you access to basically their full feature set, pretty close to their full feature set, completely free, but for limited usage. So the neat little, workaround is having a lot of email accounts. So you just switch between them. Right. As you're using it, you could just ask it to summarize the session, copy the summary, and then move it to a new session or whatever. So it's quite great. It's quite helpful. So we're going to use that here for this case. Their new workspaces. We'll be using that to test it out. They also include for free. There's a free account. We have deep research, deeper research. It's not as good as like ChatGPT or Gemini's deep research. But again, it's free, and it's like, I think it's a bit better than Perplexity's, for example, which is another deep research out there. They also have a think mode, which is very solid. Handles a lot of attachments, and also it handles attachments in the different modes and think and deep search. It's quite great, actually. But anyways, we're going to set up a workspace here. So we're going to go workspace new. And I'll provide this, the details, easy to access for you guys. So we'll just go ahead and name it. Boom. I'll deploy Crawl4AI on hosting a VPS using Coolify and Cloudflare. Quite wordy, right? Save the name. We give it instructions. Again, don't stress. I will give you these, or you could pause it. But no, I'll just give this to you. You don't have to pause it. I'll give this stuff to you, like in whatever description or somewhere for free. All right, I'm just going to set up instructions real quick. You're assisting with deployment, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to make sure all these things happen. Ensure the server's architect correctly, building, pushing custom Docker, configuring Cloudflare DNS, verifying deployment, health checks, and API token authentication. And then here's the icing on top. The user is not tech savvy. Provide only one step at a time using simple language and clear explanations. Wait for the user to confirm completion or ask for clarification before proceeding to the next step. Be prepared to explain concepts. Provide exact commands. Help resolve any issues arise during deployment, right? Had AI write that for me. And then again, there's an attachment I'm going to provide. I made a whole guide here. What are you doing to me? All right, so there's a whole guide on how to deploy it. So I'm just going to provide that to you guys so you can just attach that so it'll help the process, and we'll kind of vibe this. We'll vibe this puppy. We'll vibe them young kids. They vibe things. Okay, so now we have the attachment. We have the instructions. We have the name. We're all set. So now you can have conversations with it, right? For example, just like how do I start? And it'll guide you through the process. Okay, cool. Let's see if it's following my instructions of, it's fairly, and you can, by the way, it's just an LLM, so you could be like, okay, appreciate that. Moving forward, can you make sure the steps are shorter? You know, you can direct it however you need. Right. And so that'll guide you through the process, and we'll just do this together. I haven't tested Workspace on Grok, so this will be an experience. And I've only set up this particular deployment one time before, and I don't remember the details. So this will definitely be some sort of vibe here. All right. Everyone take care. Have a great day. Bye. Hello. Okie dokie. So if you are here, you have completed all the previous steps. Check out the description below. I'll link them there. So you shouldn't be here unless you've done the previous steps, because this will not make sense otherwise. For example, we already set up a nice little assistant to get us through the process. So we're going to kind of vibe through this. We're going to vibe, as the kids say. So yeah, we'll do that. And then let's see, what else do we need to do? I think it's pretty much it. We'll just vibe through this. I think that's the way we're going to do it. Just vibe away, man. Okay, let's deploy. Good, man. Oh yeah, let's do this. I'm ready, man. Okay, awesome. Let's get started. Log into your account and access your VPS. Okay, so you'll log into your VPS. Great. And verify your server architecture. That our architecture is the right one. Now, it would be weird if you didn't have the same exact architecture, but oops, sorry. There you go. So this is our architecture. If it's not this, then do not follow this guide and make a comment below. Okay. Great. Clone the repo. Okay, this is our first actual step here. Please keep the steps shorter. I don't like to read all that text. We're going to go to the folder, see whether I have to do any work. It's doing it all over me. Okay, we're going to build it, and we have to build it for our architecture. This is like the critical money step right here. Boom. Now we'll pause this because this will probably take a little bit to build. Okay, that's installed. Docker login. Double check I got the email right. Okay. Double check I got the password right. Copy password. There you go. I guess I had the wrong password over there. Okay, so we're now in. We have to tag it. Oops. Oh, there's a canvas tool. I don't need the canvas tool right now. Okay, that tagged. Okay, tag successful. Next step. I do keep the steps shorter. Make it do, I don't want to type. Okay, now we're pushing that. And we'll pause that while it's pushing. All right, looks like it went well. And please stop. Yep, now we move to Coolify. Coolify. So log into Coolify, go into projects, add a project. You can also put it under another project if you want, right? Which you put how about put it crawling and crawling related projects. Video. Great. Go add a new resource. Go to production, add a new resource. We're going to use Docker compose empty. And we need the Docker did the Docker file. Get me the Docker file compose content, please. It looks pretty good. I can improve that, but we'll start with this and see how it goes. Go pop that there. Boom. And we'll save that. Okay, we'll name our service. This is called Crawl. You're so annoying. Crawl. I should do like this for AI service for AI open source crawling solution. Okay, we'll save those settings. Then we're going to change this right here. We'll just call this, I don't know, Crawl for AI settings. Configuration, power, Crawl for AI deploy. Then we'll grab our domain. We're going to borrow this right here and make it easier. Crawl4AI. Perfect. Those two should be set. Oh, this has to be directed to or 8000. We'll save that now. And I think there's anything else we need to worry about. So environmental variables, see they're here. Oh, that is wrong. I don't want to in parentheses like that. We do not want that in parentheses. That is not good. We do not like that. Let's get rid of those. And then validate. It still might be valid with parentheses. I don't know. I don't know enough about these compose files to just say definitively. There we go. Okay. Grab my Anthropic key. Using myself, I'll move this back here. There, Anthropic key. Grab our Crawl4AI key. That there. Grab our Gemini key. Pop that right there. And then grab our OpenAI key. Oof. Okay, we just have to update these. Update. I think the indication, see the that's not saved is the little outline right there. So we're gonna save everything. I thought I told you not to bug me right now. Okay. So that's saved. Okay. Configure domain import Coolify. I already did that. Yeah, so to do that, you just basically you just put a colon and that points it to the right container within Coolify. Okay, now we got deploy. Fun. Yep, deploy. Let's see how this goes. That looks good. It looks nice and clean, right? I guess a better test will be when you go out of here and see here. Wait, did that deploy? Let's see here. Running. Look at that. And it's healthy too. That's a good sign. It's always nice when things work the right first time, right? Nice work. Nice work. So we're going to do some verification here. I'm going to go ahead over here to do a health check. Look at that. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, you could do a curl check over here. I'm going to grab that curl command right here now. Go ahead, test it here. It's the same test. So this is going to automatically. Okay, so let's test this. We set up. You test try this out. So we'll go ahead and just got this from our buddy Amut. I'm going to test this puppy out. It's talking to our server. I set up API key in advance. By the way, that's why this went so quick. I already set up the authorization beforehand. And look at that. Success. LM result. Bam. You can see it's like the full thing. That concludes our guide. That's it. That's all there is to it. Bada bing, bada boom. You're set. You got your own crawl system for free. Well, free asterisk because you were paying for the server anyways for N8N and FlowWise and NoCodeDB and all the other cool stuff. So I say free. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, I'm superheating time. Yeah, so let's go through the process here. We are going to be getting rid of our Crawl4AI setup. So we'll go into the service right here. It's actually really simple to get rid of it. Just make sure it's stopped if it's running. Continue. Stop service. Now, sometimes I've noticed it doesn't stop it. You might have to restop it. If that's the case, just ready to stop it again. But it looks like, yeah, see? Yeah, it looks like it's stopped. And then go to danger zone. Click delete. Make sure everything's checked. Continue. You have to copy the name of the service, paste it here, and then you'll have to put in your server password. It is this one, I believe. Now this is also another one you might have to do twice sometimes. It looks like that worked. Okay, and that's done on Coolify. And then we're going to ask for the LM to help us clear it on our server itself. So I'm logged into my server. Just type root and then your SSH root and then your IP address of your server. Okay, so let's check. If the Docker server is running, is it in? Coolify. I'm not seeing it here. We're going to, anyways, just have AI look at this for us. Copy that. Borrow Grok for this. One step at a time, please. Here is where I'm at. We'll just paste the results here. Make it do all the lifting for us. Okay, there's no container named Crawl4AI. We're using the image and the list. This means Crawl4AI container is not present in VPS. If it was present, how would you remove it? You do the images to find it. This is how it looked like, something like this. Right? And then you just do this. That removes the image. And if you need to force remove it, you just add these flags here. Right? And just double check that it's gone. And that's that step. Okay. That step is done. Next step. Okay, I'm going to check for the volume. I think I already got rid of the stuff, but we're just going for the process. There's build, okay, Coolify. It doesn't look like it's there. So I don't think we have an issue here. Okay, we're checking. And there was a volume. How do I remove it? Again, everything can be done through just these LLMs. It's really, you don't have to know how to do anything. Okay, so you list it like we did. You find the name of it, and you just use Docker volume remove Crawl4AI data. Yes. So if you get an error, you may have to double check now the container's using it. That's why we stopped and removed for it before. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't follow that advice there. Okay, so the next step would be to remove the clone Crawl4AI repository. That does exist. So we'll just go ahead and do this. All right, we see it right there. So we'll just go ahead and put that command. And it is gone. Okay, removed. Yeah, I think we're done. Folder remove from yeah, I did that. Yes, I already did that, dude. I already did, my dude. Okay. There's a builder we might have to remove too, if you want to remove that. Let's see here. Doesn't look like it's here. Again, we'll just go through the footsteps here. Okay, so if it was there, you just run this command, docker build x rm, and then the name of the builder. It gets named randomly. It's auto-generated name. So whatever, it's going to be something weird like Bold Austin or whatever. Okay. Checks. Docker Bold Austin, yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. That is done. Just give it a report so it knows what step we're at. Not much to this, right? Okay. And that's the whole process. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. Thank you for joining me. That's how you remove the whole thing completely from your system. And yeah, thanks for joining us.